Oh yeah, check out this camera quality, babies! Sorry, I'm really excited about it. So my first impressions on the Honda CBR600F. Is it a bike you're looking at getting? Is it a bike you're thinking about for the future? Is it a bike you've already had? And then hopefully, well, I'll get a pretty decent judgment to start with. I'm just going to go straight out and say the easiest thing to make an impression on you with a bike, I think, is just the looks of it. Because you don't even gravitate towards a bike you don't like the look of, and you'll never sit on it and never ride it. So, I think it's stunning. And I think I've got really lucky that I found, oh god, wet baby. Yeah, camera, pick up that wetness. I think I got a very good example of this bike. So this is a 2012 plate, but it's only done around 14,000 miles, so it's in very, very good nick, actually. Yeah, so the looks of the bike, I mean, I can't really fault them. I think I'm probably a little bit biased because mine has the tail tidy already on it. It has LED rear indicators that have been put on it, and it also has a full Akrapovic system, which obviously I think enhances the look of the bike. Although, I will say, comparing the Akrapovic to the stock setup, the stock doesn't look too bad. Yes, I don't think the stock exhaust looks bad at all. I think it looks quite neat, quite tucked away, quite cool. It's all finished in chrome as well, so I think it looks dead nice. You know, compared to some exhausts out there, stock exhausts that is, yeah, I think it doesn't look too bad. But the Acro definitely takes the cake. It looks better, definitely, sounds better, smells better, might not make a difference, the smell. So yeah, in terms of the looks, the fairing, the headlight, the shape of the bike, I think it looks the part. It definitely looks the part. You can tell that it's more sports bike than it is sort of sport tourer. Like you get like a Ninja 650, and a Ninja 650 is much more upright. Oh, I've been indicating for time, Jesus. What a muppet. Oh, that's such an amateur move. Apologies to anyone who I've just affected with that. Sounded like a BBC statement, that, after someone swears. Apologise if anyone was offended at any of the language used on the broadcast. Shut up. Shut up! But yeah, you can tell it's definitely more committed, and I think probably the ergonomics of it are closer to the 600RR than they are like a Ninja 650. My personal opinion. If you disagree with it, that's absolutely fine, but you've just got to understand that you are fine being wrong. So yeah, styling, woof, top notch, love it, and it also has like a nice white fairing spot, fairly plain on the side. So if you want to get some, you know, stickers or whatever, you can do such a thing. But I don't know, I might leave mine just cheeky, clean, maybe a Pudmoto sticker up front. What do you reckon? Also, because I'm getting the stickers die cut, and they're like pretty good quality ones, I'm hoping anyway, it's just taking a little bit longer for the stickers to be made, which is fine, but within the next few weeks I should have them, no problemos at all, buttholes. I'll do a video about it though, and I'll be like, stickers baby, who wants one? So yeah, that's sort of the looks very briefly gone through, because first impressions of the looks, like I say, I think that's the first thing, but it's not the massive thing. I think obviously if you like the look of the bike, that's a different story, because if you like the look of a bike and you sit on it and ride it and it's shit, no one wants to have it. They'll go, oh, it looks beautiful, but it's shit. You know, so it looks beautiful. It's got that's a tick for aesthetics. The designer in me coming out. Oh, check out the aesthetics of this pants. Shut up. Anyway, the power, the engine, okay? The engine and the power. You see, the problem is I'm going to try not to be biased based on the fact that I've come from a 125, because I feel like coming from a 125, you're instantly going to have this, I don't know, I think any bike that's higher powered, you're going to think, oh, this engine's incredible. It's just because it's just so much quicker than what you're used to. I genuinely do think, I love the idea of the inline 4 as well. I love chasing the power, getting high in the rev, and it's screaming at you. There's a reason they're called screamers, and it's because I can literally be doing in low gear, doing like not even a quick pass, and it screams. It really does scream. I'm gonna go for it then, but there is a person, people over there, and it really does scream, and I absolutely love that. I love chasing the noise almost. The inline 4, the fact that it's very high revving, it's just, it feels like what a bike should be. It's torquey, but it's not anywhere near what you can get torque wise. So it's got the grunt you need, even throughout the gears, and especially stepping up from a 125, what has grunt in no gear, really. You've really got to hold your revs and hold your speed to make progress with a 125. With one of these, it's there. Like, I'm in 4th gear and it's still got that pull, or 5th gear, I think. Yeah, well, there you go, that backs my point up even more. I'm actually in 6th gear, so there you go, backed up my point even more. So in terms of the engine, power, speed, fantastic. You know, I've never been as fast on anything before. Legally, I've never been as fast up to 70 mile an hour, that's what I'm saying. And it's just smooth as anything. It's not a snatchy throttle. You know, you can put the power on smoothly. It's just beautiful. Whacking the power back on once you've gone through the gears, perfect. So I'm gonna say like a 10 out of 10 for this engine. And I think again, it's a Honda engine, so it's gonna be sexy, baby. It's gonna be shit fucking hot in it, you know. We know that Hondas are reliable as tits. Are tits reliable? It depends which pair, I suppose. Who knows? I'm gonna say yes though. Is it filterable? That's the question. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine because it's heavy. Right, so actually we'll move on from the engine. Engine sweet as a nut, first impressions wise, and not delving too deep into it. Engine's awesome. I think so anyway. Oh, I think that was a full black GS there. Nice. Did look good as well. So yeah, engine's sweet as a nut, sweet as a pair of nuts. Are they sweet? I don't know. Someone will have to tell me in the comments. I've never tried them. Anyway, weight wise, once you move in, the weight's not an issue. I think it's around 180 kilos. When I do a full extensive review, obviously I will go into that deeper. But like I said, when you move in, it feels super lightweight. Compared to a 125 that's only 130 kilos, when you're manoeuvring it round, when it's not moving, it feels heavy. It definitely feels heavy. There's been a few close calls where I've nearly dropped it. One of them being at Devil's Bridge, I nearly dropped it. You've obviously got to be careful and get used to the higher weight, but is it an issue? Nah, you know, I've sort of adapted to it now, so it's fine. You just can't throw it about quite the same. Let's make some moves. I'll have that spot right at the front. Thank you very much, young lady. Oh man, don't know what you're wearing there. Look at that. And I'll see you later, Mrs. Land Rover Discovery. It was a lady. So yeah, weight, first impressions, it's heavy compared to a 125. I think that's standard, but it's worth it. The power you get, it's a bigger bike, you know what I mean? You can't expect to get a big bike and it not weigh more than your 125, so not a negative for a first impression, I don't think, because I don't think 180 kilos that bad. I think it might be closer to 200 now I think about it. I'll put the exact weight up now. One of the most important things that I need to mention is the gearbox on this bike. My first impression of the gearbox, I'm going to be completely honest, it's just brilliant. Yeah, it is just brilliant. Smooth as an absolute nut again. Let me know. No, it's smooth as cream cheese, babies. Smooth as you like. Not snatchy. Just better than the 125, to be honest, because I had that slight issue with the 125 of knocking down from neutral into first once I'd stopped and put it in neutral. On this one, it's just like, you don't have to let out the clutch at all to drop it down. It just drops straight into the gear you want. No issues whatsoever. The only downside, but that's only from personal experience of having it before, it doesn't have a gear indicator. So learning what gear you're in, but is that a downside, or does that mean that you start to learn the bike better? You know what I mean? It's like those boys who do MotoGP, I don't think they'll be looking down and going, what gear am I in for this corner? No, no, no. They'll be going, I don't care what you say, I'm going to put it in this gear. Oh, you could have moved over just a touch. Oh, you did now, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. I will give you the thumbs up. Through the gap. Yeah, so first impressions of this little gearbox. 6-speed as well, by the way. It's sound. I'm still getting used to learning and knowing what gear I'm in. But I think that probably just shows you that I maybe became a little bit too reliant on the gear indicator I had before. Oh, we've got a brethren. Are we going to get a nod? The first nod with a new GoPro. It's a nod. Yes, mate. Suey! I think that were a Bandit 1200 as well. Nice, baby! No, it wasn't actually. It was a Honda. I was thinking, no, that was the same logo as mine. That's not Suzuki. I can't really judge the tyres that this is on because it's not on stock tyres anymore, and I know that they were fairly recently changed. It's on Michelin's. I'm not sure exactly which Michelin, but they feel okay. They'll let me down slightly in the Dales, but that was in the pissing down rain, so maybe we'll let them off. Don't know, what do you reckon? Should we let them off? So yeah, I can't really judge that for first impressions. How the bike handled the slide, delicious, delightful. I feel like stepping from the 125, it's very beginner friendly, but then it's sort of not at the same time because it's got quite a lot of power. Sensible beginner friendly, we'll say that. Because if it's someone who's like, they're going to go balls to the wall everywhere, and they've got sort of overconfident from being on a 125, it could be a recipe for disaster. Oh, it's such a beautiful morning as well for this little first impressions vid. I like it. I like it. It's putting me in a good mood for the day. But then I've got to go fucking work. Sorry. First impressions wise, what else can I say? Riding position. Okay, yeah. I've had the numbness in my fingers, but I don't know whether that's because I've got tight gloves on. I did have subscribers saying that it's, you know, it could be because of the tight gloves. They had the same issue. Really helpful with that comment. I've not yet managed to try out a bigger pair of gloves, but I still get the tingle and stuff in my hand, so maybe I've tried altering my riding position, not really changed it, so maybe you're right. I think you might be right, that it's tight gloves. So that's going to be something that I'll try out over the next couple of days. Because I'm going out on a bit of a longer ride tomorrow, I think. So maybe, yeah, I'll do a switcheroo with my dad or something. Brakes on the bike. I've heard in quite a few places that the brakes leave you wanting a little bit more. But then again, this is my first time having dual discs on the front. So the stopping power, for me, is spot on. Especially the front end, it slowed me down at a very, very good pace when I've needed it to. Right, there's no one behind me, so we'll do a quick test. Like, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So that, for me, I'm not going to be going excessive speeds. I'm not going to be racing round roads. I can imagine, yeah, if you take the thing on track, you'll probably want something a little bit more snatchy. But for what I'm doing at the minute, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I think sometimes people are very overcritical of certain bits of a bike, but I think they do the job. It's standard, it's Honda brakes, isn't it? So it's your Nissan brakes. They do the trick. They stop the bike. One day I'll get more technical, I swear. Rear brakes okay, but then it's like, am I just comparing rear brake to front brake? And obviously it's never going to be as good as your front brake, but it seems fine for what I mostly use it for, which is, you know, your slow speed manoeuvring, and it seems to work fine. So I mean, all in all, there's not really many niggles I've got with this bike. I think it's a pretty good, solid bike. And I mean, if you want the power, but without the cost and the insurance cost of a CBR600RR, I think it's a fucking smashing choice, because it's never going to cost you that. It's never going to cost you that in fuel, and it's still got 100 horsepower, and that is 100 horsepower. I think obviously with where I am now, it is absolutely all you're ever going to need on the road. Let's be fair, it really is. If anyone tells you need more than 100 horsepower, I think they might be lying. But yeah, personally, first impressions, she's a little beauty. I'm sure when I do an extensive review, I'll be able to pick up on a few little niggles or a few little annoyances. But at the minute, I'm probably still in my little honeymoon stage with it, but I'm happy. So I'm going to tell you guys I'm happy. But yeah, thanks for watching another sexual video with your friendly neighbourhood fat boy, Pud Moto. Anyway, see you in the next one. And that guy was admiring, so I'm going to admire too. Love you.